Welcome back to another episode of the On Deck Circle podcast. I am your host, Nick Zaniboni, aka the Italian Breakfast, with my co-host, Mr. Jason Beckner. How are you today, Jason?
What up, Nick? We are a week into the season, basically. We have live baseball to discuss, games to discuss, player performances to discuss. It's been awesome.
We have a bunch of other non-baseball things to
Yeah.
discuss. And let's start off with the cold open question of the week. Jason, what was your favorite match from WrestleMania weekend? Ready, set, go. All right, Jason. Let me hear it.
All right, so I'm only like, I don't know, 3 or 4 matches in, so it's a little bit biased.
That's fine.
I know we talked a little bit beforehand, but I forgot I did watch one other match that I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was my favorite just because I haven't seen this type of wrestling match in a long time. And I'm going to go with the Edge versus the Demon.
Oh, yeah.
Hell in the Cell match.
So much fun.
So real quick, I'm watching it, right? And, that's all the whole thing is like the weapons and they're in a cage match. Yep. Edge throws the ladder at the guy.
Did you see
his face? Yeah. So when I was watching wrestling growing up, like they used to all like purposely cut themselves, right? But this was not.
No,
this was not right.
We call that blading.
Okay.
But so WWE is strongly against blading.
Okay.
So that was a real.
Right. And so I kind of thought it was real when I noticed that they almost stopped the fight and they didn't show what they were like. They didn't show them tending to his cut. Yeah. So I'm like, whoa, I guess this really was a real cut. He was gushing blood like it was the UFC all over the mat.
So they cut the match 10 minutes. It was
really?
Minutes longer, but they needed to get him out of the ring.
Wow, look at that inside information. Yeah, that one, I like that one a lot. That was one of the ones where it's like I was watching is on in the background kind of, and then I'm like, whoa, wow. Yeah. This is actually a pretty good fight. And I ended up being like sucked into it. Yeah. And then of course I watched the John Cena match. It's
disappointed me.
That disappointed me. I thought after watching it, I'm like, oh, okay, they're obviously just like giving him his props, right? This is probably like he doesn't wrestle anymore, right?
It could be. If it's not his last WrestleMania match, it's like his last
because they kind of gave him the win, but then they didn't. He won, but the rest weren't watching. So It's like I get that. The KS or the Logan Paul match was awesome. Anytime I can see him,
he's so
do what he does. He's so good.
He's being that good at anything.
I know. So that ring that in a sense was awesome. Just seeing him high flying last WrestleMania and stuff Oh, cool. What about yours? What was your? I don't spoil too much, but
No, I won't. My favorite match was.
I still got a lot to catch up on.
Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair was very good.
So that was one of my. That's one of the ones I've been meaning to look at for sure.
And when it comes to, I'm a big story guy. I like when they tell a story.
Yeah.
So the Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio was also very good.
Okay. And I'll make sure to watch those.
I'm a gigantic Roman Reigns fan, and the main event of night 2 was very good.
Okay, so I sent you that tweet, right? What I see this is not. He's not the only one that kind of feels this way, right? This is now hot button topic issue in WWE world, right?
So I'm in the minority here, where I'm happy with what happened.
Okay.
I think what happened is going to make the future better, as in when Cody Rhodes does win the title, it's going to be even bigger now because it's more, everyone loves the guy that's keep getting knocked down. If you just show up and win, it's just kind of we all love the stories of CJ Crone. If CJ Crone showed up and just hit 25 home runs every year, we'd be like, okay, he's just CJ Crone. But since he was so bad at one point, I just need to somehow correlate this. Just a post-hype prospect that gets going is a good story. And that's what we're going for here. We're trying to get a CJ Crone type rise for this.
Awesome. There's our wrestling 1 minute 1 minute wrestling segment. Let's talk about some other non-baseball topics before we get into things.
Yeah, what do you got?
You had a big moment or a big activity-filled weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I had my bachelor party weekend. It was a good time, interesting time. Just 15 dudes in this gigantic house in New Hampshire. And what's very funny is, so we have my friends who are just like degenerates, like drinking their face off. And then we have my fiance's friends who are also my friends.
Right.
I'm not Brittany's fiance when I'm with my friends, if that makes sense.
Like, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not who they know when I'm with my boys.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that was a little bit of a shock to some, but
okay.
And just my friends are just so funny. Like the things that they do, and some of which I cannot speak about on this podcast because we never know who is listening, especially my amazing students. But it was a great weekend. We had fun, did a lot of drinking, did a lot of other things, watched a lot of wrestling. I have this Zaniboni Mania shirt, which was
That's sick.
Yep. Custom, you know me. Everything's custom. Got a koozie, got something else that's going to be a surprise later for everybody, including Jason.
Can't wait. So outside of wrestling, what is one highlight from your bachelor party weekend?
Outside of wrestling. This is
maybe maybe something you ate, something you drank.
It's gonna sound a little bit sentimental. I think just being like when you get to a certain age, you can't see all your friends all the time.
Yep.
And like having these events now where like everyone comes and it's just like you don't miss a beat. Guys are very much like that. I feel like women are different.
Sure.
And like I cannot talk to like my next door neighbor for like 3 years and then like see him one night out and we'll have like the night of our lives and like just pick up.
Yeah.
That's not the case with the people I was with, but like we don't get to hang out all the time. And one of my very good friends, like childhood friends, his bachelor party's at the end in the middle of May. So we're doing it again in South Carolina this time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's getting married like a week after me. Actually, I'll be in Michigan. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
I'll be up in near you and Dave or in that vicinity. Yeah.
Where at Michigan, you know?
No, I booked everything, but no.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I would probably say just hanging with the homies and like just chilling. I'm a very chill guy. We
just being a bro. Just bros being bros, man.
Just guys being dudes. There was a movie theater. Oh, actually, no. This is my favorite part. Sorry, this is too long.
No, that's all right.
Saturday morning after like a long night, and we're like, let's just find something to put on TV. We watched Band of Brothers for like 6 hours, and we were all just talking like our girlfriends are like, I bet there's strippers there. Like, what are they doing? And yet it's just like 15 guys just sitting around a TV watching Band of Brothers.
Yeah, just bros being bros, checking out on some World War II miniseries.
Yeah. So I think I would say that's probably one of the moments I'll always remember, just like chilling with them watching that.
Nice. Yeah. Dude, Band of Brothers still to this day holds up. It's one of HBO's greatest series. It's awesome.
I forgot how many people were in it. Like there were each time I was like, Ross is in this. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Like it goes like, World War II like dramas, right? It's like Saving Private Ryan, and then right below that's Band of Brothers for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, let's get into a little bit of business before we talk some baseball. I know we're a week into the season. The season's already started, but it's not too late. You can move your league over to Fantrax. You can sign up to play fantasy baseball, join a new league. You can move your current league over there. You can go to fantrax.com/fantasy six-pack. Get entered into some great drawings over there. Also, if you're looking for more fantasy content, we have a ton of content available at fantasy6pack.net. If you join up for an all-access membership, we have a Discord. You can get a bunch of questions answered over there. Dave's rolling out his DFS content. He's over there, answering any kind of questions you have for DFS. We got Dynasty. We got AMAs. You get all that when you sign up to be a member at fantasy6pack.net. You can use promo code F6PMLB, get an extra 15% off. Go ahead and sign up today if if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the business portion of things. We are now 1 week into the season, and we have.
Jason?
What's that?
Is your season over? Or any?
It is not. It is not. Like I think we were talking a little bit earlier. It's only been 1 week, so I'm not going to take any sort of victory laps. But I am 45th overall in TGFBI, first in my league. So that's a little small, win for the first week of the season for sure. Because last year I was just riddled with injuries, and it's like, knock on wood, I haven't had any of those yet so far. The biggest thing was getting Volpe on the opening day roster, which you predicted in our bold predictions episode. He's been a huge help for me in TGFBI when I drafted him like the 23rd round. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've had a bunch of guys that have kind of, come out of nowhere, and I think 2 of them so far have been on basically a homer for you. We got Masataka Yoshida, and Adam Duvall.
Are we going to talk about them now? Because
let's talk about them now.
All right. I need you to hold on.
Okay. Well, while Nick is prepping some sort of amusement for us, we can go ahead and talk about what Yoshida and Duvall. So not to spoil too much of the talk with while Nick's not here, but Duvall had a game-winning home run, which is actually kind of insane because the batter before it had a dropped third out in the outfield, which poor guy. I think it was McKenna dropped that like routine fly ball to left.
It was.
Okay. Yes, it's Nick Luchador Red Sox.
So whenever we talk any Red Sox, I think I just need to put this on. My favorite part is the nose because it reminds me of like you're in a urinal and then it's just like everything's just like flopping over your like shorts or some shit.
You need a persona for this. We need a name.
Can I change my name here?
Well, yeah, go ahead. During Boston Red Sox segments, or when we talk about any sort of Red Sox players, we need a persona for you when you wear this luchador mask.
We need to think about it, but yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Anyways, so Duvall hits the
greatest hitter in baseball.
Yeah. So I know it's like only been like maybe 6 games now, counting today. But yeah, he's got 2 home runs, 7 runs scored, 9 RBIs. The K rate is what's super impressive, right? It's only at 16% so far. Again, small sample, take it what you will. But the ISO at 524, slugging 1,000. Got a weighted runs created plus of 307, which is second in the league. So, we always knew when he was, when he's on and he's hot, he's one of the better power hitters in the league. But I think as someone that's a Boston Nation fan, I don't think you saw Duvall doing what he's doing so far this early in the season, if that's correct, right?
I did not, especially so his splits for when he plays the field were very bad. And he's been it is very early, but he's been bigger, more than advertised, I'd say. And it's something that I'm encouraged by, but they did just get swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates today. So it's just been a pitching issue. Like going into this series, they could have been 4-0. Like they could have won almost every game just by not giving up 15 runs because they were scoring at like an amazing rate, which will be some regression, but they'll also not be giving up 15 runs a game. So today was a pretty disheartening loss. I was really encouraged by so I don't know if you follow the game at all. Kluber, right, pitched 5 innings. All right. And he had 64 pitches, and then they took him out. 64 pitches is nothing.
Yeah, but his first start was really bad too, wasn't it?
It was bad, but it was cold, and I was also there. But it was like I was so mad. Not because I needed him to get 16 outs to win like $15, but I did. So just like let him keep pitching. But I'm excited for Duvall, and I'm more excited for the person that we're going to talk about next.
Yeah, so let's just get into it now. Let's just talk about Yoshida. I mean, I'm just going through the stat line right now. It's got a home run, 5 runs, 6 RBIs, a stolen base. I think, with the averaging on base, it's not too alarming, right? Like, I mean, we've seen the Japanese people come over, and it just takes a little bit of adjustment. But as far as the approach at the plate, it's just getting a feel for the American pitchers. But still, the average and the on base isn't there. But dude, 8% walk rate, only a 4% K rate right now. Yeah. I mean, that's just insane for a guy that's coming over from Japan. Everyone was waiting to see what he could do. We kind of saw a little bit glimpse of it at the World Baseball Classic. So I don't know. I think it's safe to say that I think
he could be a guy. And did you see the controversy over his home run?
Hold on, we got a comment here from On Deck. Talking about Kluber here. He maxed out at 80 pitches last year with Tampa Bay too, so the expectation is for him to remain in his career.
Okay.
I mean,
thank you.
It's late in his career, so I mean, it's not too alarming. But again, if you're Nick and you want 16 outs or whatever it was that you had money on, it was yeah. But no, Yoshida. I mean, as a Boston fan, you got to be ecstatic about the way he's kind of.
I'm excited. I'm upset he doesn't want the nickname Yoshi.
Yeah, I saw that. We kind of talked about that too. Like, that was such a great name. Like,
I am into the Macho Man thing. We haven't fully embraced that yet. They do have inflatable weights in the dugout, and when he hit his home run, he started lifting the weights, which was funny.
Yeah.
But the person that caught his ball is refusing to give it back, which is kind of bullshit. And they have not won since this person has not returned the ball.
Uh-oh. Do we got a curse of the
curse of the
green wall?
It's very possible. So we need to reach out to this family and just give Yoshi the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, we'll even offer like a 15-minute segment on the On Deck Circle. I mean, what does this guy need?
I'll give him this luchador mask.
Dude, yeah, there we go right now. We'll just hand over the luchador mask. That's an even trade right there.
Even.
Yeah. Also, that was Austin, our good buddy Austin, who's makes some content over here at Fantasy Six Pack on our YouTube channel as well. So shout out Austin.
Shout out Austin. Thank you for watching.
But yeah, that's kind of bullshit. I think we might have a green wall curse here.
Yeah, so go Yoshi, go Duvall. Little bit. Let's just have like a Red Sox minute, and then I'll just put this on every time.
Yeah, with that mask, we almost need a Red Sox minute.
Yeah,
every week.
Kind of annoying. Bayo has not started yet, but he will. Sale was awful.
Yeah,
I feel
disappointing for sure.
Your enthusiasm bit, and I just need to say it as seriously as possible. Like, Christian Arroyo is not a regular baseball player. He should not be playing every single day. I'm just going to air all of my grievances.
That'll be part of the Red Sox minute when you wear the luchador.
Connor Wong.
Colton's brother.
Yeah. Verdugo has been very good, actually. He's been someone that I'm probably most encouraged by, because at the end of last season, Cora kind of gave it to him to he needs to shape up, become a better player. And so far it's working. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, go Sox. Or what do you guys say? Sox?
Sox and 6.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Mask coming off.
Yeah. All right. We're the luchador is revealing his identity.
I still got the mustache. So that's
all right. Let's go to someone else that's, on my side of town, not necessarily my team, but Yoan Moncada. Have you seen what he's been doing so far this year? Which is shocking, because the guy has just basically been a replacement level hitter the last few seasons. But so he's wearing neon green cleats, if anyone hasn't seen that, which has been it doesn't, when players wear stuff that doesn't match their team's primary colors, it's always weird. But I'm all for, if it's gonna keep generating success like he has, keep wearing the neon cleats. He's got 2 home runs, 3 runs, 4 RBIs. The strikeout rate's still super high, but he is hitting a high average. The slugging at 905. And not only is he, are they getting hits, or is he getting hits? But it's also at like when guys are on in scoring position, which has always been an issue for him as well. Is this something that you think he can sustain as a former Red Sox prospect?
Yeah, it is so hard to tell just because it is such a small sample.
Right.
I'm hopeful,
Yeah.
but I think what we've seen in the past, he's not what he was last year, but he's not this. He's somewhere in the middle, which is fine. He's still going to be like a decent player and a good guy to have on your team. If he's your starting third baseman on your fantasy team, it's not the worst thing that could happen, but it's also not the best. So I'm going to say it's like a half buy into it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, surprising to see him come out this way. We've been waiting for this Yohan Moncada. I know it's a small sample, but hopefully he can just keep rolling. As someone that's a Cub fan, we're groomed to hate the White Sox, but I'm not one of those people. I have a lot of family members that are huge White Sox fans, and anytime I can see anybody but Dylan Cease succeed, I'm all for it. And I don't hate Dylan Cease. I just hate that the Cubs traded away Dylan Cease. So
yeah,
I'm still bitter about that. But before we get into some of the guys that have kind of gotten off to a slow start, we did have. I forgot to, before the top of the show, I forgot to wish you a happy Grayson Rodriguez Day.
Yeah.
Arguably the top pitching prospect in the league, made his debut today. He went. Actually, I watched a lot of the game. One of the benefits of having a TV, working from home.
Yeah.
He went 5 innings. He gave up 2 earned on 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Shout out also. I don't even know what the stadium's called anymore. I think it's like Globe Life Stadium, maybe. Shout out Globe Life Stadium for their pitching camera, or their like overhead camera, where you can actually like see the camera like to the plate is right over the head of the pitcher, so you get to like see a great view.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can actually see like how successful a pitcher looks versus just like off the side. He was throwing a lot of the fastball, looked good, painting a lot of the edges, froze a couple hitters. I think the biggest takeaway for me is only the 1 walk. A lot of times you see guys come up, make their debut, and they just lose their command, right? The jitters get to them. He looked really solid. I actually can't wait. I don't know who he has lined up next, but I can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, this is everything you want from a top pitching prospect.
Yeah, he had such a shaky spring, and his last start in AAA wasn't great either. So I was surprised to see him so early. At this point, I don't know why they wouldn't have just made him make the team. But because does it still help them if he wins Rookie of the Year now or no?
Yeah, there's
okay.
So I think one of the rule changes that happened last year is not only do you get like the extra year of team control if they win, but I think also if they come in the top like 3, and like let's say they kept them down till like June. I don't remember the exact rule, but if they keep them later up, like down there longer, and he still comes up and finishes like top 3 in Rookie of the Year, it basically negates what they were trying to do. So they're really, trying to make it so that like teams don't do a lot of service time manipulation. So I think I don't quite understand why. I think the hand was forced to. Kyle Bradish went on the IL, so they needed a pitcher. So why not call up your top prospect who was, ready to make his debut? And he proved that he at least deserves one more turn.
I agree.
Through the rotation. All right, so we'll go from Grayson Rodriguez debut. Let's talk about a couple guys that have kind of gotten off to a little bit of a rough start here, and let's see. Unfortunately, we don't have any Red Sox to talk about, but we do have your namesake, or your nickname namesake, Vinny P,
who just walked actually. So that's
fun. Okay. So we got a live update on the Royals game here.
Yeah.
But again, it's a small sample. You can't really start freaking out over these guys like not performing, especially like first. I don't know. It's like it's cold out. I think I don't know who they were. No, were they in Kansas City?
I think
the first series. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not
Twins.
freaking out.
It was at home. They have not left Kansas City yet. Is it warm there that much? This might be a dumb question.
No, I don't. I'm not a weatherman. I didn't go to meteorology school, but I don't think it's not much warmer than like where I am.
Yeah. So it's like, they get all the seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely gets cold there. I don't know what the game temps were there, so I'm not going to freak out about someone that is struggling to get on base or get a hit in the first weekend of April. He does have an RBI. He does have a stolen. Yeah, he's got no, it's not 1 run, 1 RBI, no stolen bases. But he's not striking out. He's only got a 17 K rate, and he's walking. He's got a 12% walk rate. So it's not necessarily like he's pressing and striking out a ton and missing the bat on the ball. So I think I'm not gonna freak out over Vinny P's early season struggle, 1 week struggles. As someone who has his namesake, are you concerned?
Concerned? No. But if we're being completely honest, I have not been keeping up with Vinny P. So it wasn't something that I don't have any shares. So I think the only way I would really be concerned is if I rostered him. So
yeah,
my Tristan Casas concern level would probably be the same amount as Vinny P.
So I was gonna bring up Casas, but I'm like, he already put the mask away.
No, yeah,
and we already talked 2 Red Sox. We talked almost the whole roster. So
yeah.
But Casas looks good. Now Vinny P's cold start, I'm not too concerned about it. I would monitor the situation though. If I have the ability, I'm not starting him in any of my leagues until I see that he can start to produce at a consistent level.
Yeah.
I think that's where I am on Vinny P. Someone that I don't know if this was necessarily people saw it coming or were like, oh, I saw this for sure. Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's getting older now, but this
Do you think it's the pitch clock?
But he was the one that was like, he was the one that was like having fun with the pitch clock and was like all for this in spring training. So I don't know if he now got into the regular season and is struggling, but I don't know because he's looked awful in his 2 starts. Last night. I'm pretty sure last night. Yeah, gave up 5 earned. I think 3 home runs. K rate
good too, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and the K rate's down, the walk rate's up. The ground ball rate is way down. So I mean, the velocity's there. It's not like we're missing anything there. It just seems like, again, it could just be early season, coldness in New York.
Yeah,
I think they were in New York. I didn't look at the schedule, but anyways, I'm not concerned.
All in Florida for like the month of April. Just be like, all right, we're doing all the regular season. If you're like an East Coast team, like the Red Sox should be playing a team in a dome,
right?
Or a team that's warm. Like start out on the West Coast team. Just give me something that's not freezing because the quality of baseball isn't great.
Well, let me think about this. Milwaukee played Chicago Cubs opening weekend. The Brewers have a dome. The Cubs don't. The game was in Chicago.
Yeah.
No. Who's making that schedule decision? They're an hour. We are an hour apart from each other. Yeah. Milwaukee and Chicago. What are we doing here? But yeah, no, I'm not concerned with Scherzer right now. I will monitor the situation. I'm not sitting him in any leagues. Aces are going to ace at some point. I think it's just I'll chalk it up to a slow start, cold weather. If I start to see a couple more slips, and I think I might be forced to sit him, but I don't foresee myself sitting him anytime soon.
Because you can't.
Right. Another slow start, which also was kind of a hot button topic. Manny Machado, he's off to a really slow start too. Yeah. And I don't know if you saw, was that Sunday's game? Or Monday's game, where he tried to call timeout.
Yeah.
And it was after 8 seconds. So you can't call timeout after 8 seconds. So then he got struck out, which I actually wasn't upset about. I had a no-run first inning bet on that one, so that really helped out me because that was the 3rd out of the inning. But yeah, he's off to a really slow start too, and they were in San Diego. He only has 3 RBIs, striking out 22% of the time. And so he's batting 250 with a BABIP of 313. Yeah. So and only a weighted runs created plus of 44.
It'll turn around.
Yeah.
the superstars are the ones you're not worried about. It's the guys that are like Brandon Drury, not been great, but like he was a flash in the pan last year. But those are the guys you need to worry about.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Perennial MVP guys.
Yeah, I think the biggest shock was just no home runs yet.
Yeah,
he's usually a guy that's like
I feel like the Rangers scored like 18 runs in a game. I think the hot balls are back.
I agree. I was trying to figure that out too, because I did notice that offense is up, right?
Offense. I
think we're at. I just checked earlier today. 78 stolen bases through the first 6 games of the year, which I don't know on how long it took to get 78 stolen bases last year, but it was not 6 games.
No,
we are well ahead of our pace on stolen bases this year, which is awesome. I think a lot of that is from the new rules. But I love it. I can't tell if it's from the pitch clock or what, but to me, I'd love to dig into the stats and see compared to last year, but run scorer has got to be way up.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know if it's the juice ball or if it's the pitch clock. Because let's see, real quick, give me 1 second, and I can tell you exactly how many home runs have been hit, not counting today. I think there's a few more home runs today too. We are up to. Why can't I find it now? It's actually not as many as, well, I guess it is a lot.
What is
the home runs? We're up to 151 home runs hit in the first 6 games across the league. I don't know if that's, again, I don't know. I'd have to look at the statistics compared to last year, but that seems a high number. We got how many guys with multiple home runs so far? We have 39 guys with at least 2 home runs so far this year. Crazy. So, and speaking of hot starts, which I guess was probably worth talking about in hot starts, would have been Brian Reynolds.
Dude,
he hit how long is
home runs this week?
That's all against your lowly Bo Sox. Got 4 home runs. I don't know what he did today, but
he got at least. I don't think he hit a home run, but he had to have done something. He went one for 3. He got a double though. Extra base machine, that Brian Reynolds. They need to just pay him. I don't either trade him or pay him. I guess they agreed on the money. It's just like a no trade clause or like opt-outs that they're fighting over now.
Oh my God. I know it's small sample, but a 619 ISO right now.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
It's stupid.
4 home runs, 5 runs scored, 6 RBIs.
Yeah.
He's batting 429.
And you're just like, he's batting 700.
Yeah. Boston was good to Brian Reynolds.
Yeah, I agree. Like Matt Chapman's batting 550.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. Is like Matt Chapman's OBP is almost 700 in the first week. Which he's never been he's always been an on base guy.
Yeah, but not this.
Not this. And then for him to be like one of the lone bright spots for Toronto so far has been kind of
Toronto's been a little meh, huh?
Yeah. Just quick recap. I mean, we got Tampa Bay 6-0, which is classic Tampa Bay, and Philly only 1-5.
Yeah, Philly's been so bad. And like they've all been bad. Like there's no like real bright spot there for them. Schwarber actually, but like that's not like Trey's been kind of disappointing. So we'll see.
Sorry, we got a little comment here about Francisco Alvarez. Did he get called, or I'm just trying to look real quick.
Ask him a little Brooks.
He's joining the taxi squad.
They brought the taxi squad back? That's still a thing?
I guess. So Mets catcher Omar Narvaez left the game early on Wednesday with a calf injury, and Francisco Alvarez is headed to join. Oh, but yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I guess it depends on what they do with Narvaez. If it's a serious injury, we could see Francisco Alvarez make his debut as soon as tomorrow. I don't know. They might be off tomorrow, so we'll say Friday.
All right. I'm in on it.
I love that. I took him in TGFBI as a late round flyer. Actually, I have him a few leagues. I'm all for him. I mean, he's ready, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, I think, we got a few new segments out of this week, which I think is awesome. He's going
to be so mad about all of them.
Our homework, or your homework maybe, is we need a nickname for the luchador. Find a nickname for our Boston Red Sox, our Bo Sox minute with luchador Nick.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what we're talking about next week. Probably just more reactions, more news. We'll probably have some more, maybe some more debuts to talk about. Maybe Francisco Alvarez's debut, and can get more. Maybe we'll deep dive on some like Volpe and Jordan Walker and some of the young guys that have been what they've gone through.
First homer today.
He did his first home run today. So yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get down into some of these. Volpe's looked good too. So talk about some of the younger guys that have made their debut so far this year, or I don't know, we'll figure something out for next week. But other than that, Nick, I mean, you got anything else to sign us off with?
Man, I got nothing. I'll see y'all next week.
Go Cubs, go.